Hey guys, welcome to Hugo Builds. This is our much anticipated siding episode. If you've been following the build, you know that the siding is pretty much complete. And if this is your first time joining us, welcome. In this video, we'll be taking a look at a few things. How we chose this siding, the sequencing of everything. We'll look at how we detailed the wood and how it was installed. We'll look at how we detailed the metal and how it was installed. And then we'll see the same thing for the soffit.
Enough talk. Roll intro.
How did we choose this stuff? Both Isa and I are huge fans of this kind of Scandinavian minimalist design.
So it all started with a roof line. So the most important element was that we really wanted clean lines, and we didn't want a roof that extended the wall, so no eave. What we needed was a material that could be the same on the roof than the walls, so that there's a total continuity between the roof material and the wall material. We thought that metal siding was one of the only things that could really work both on the roof and the wall.
In 2017, when we were first starting to design this house, I was working on a kayak storage pavilion here in Ottawa for work. And we were using these two materials on that project that I thought looked absolutely phenomenal together. That's the steel panel that we have in the back here from Ideal Roofing, and then a cedar siding, which was provided by the Wood Source here in Ottawa. We ended up actually using Maibec siding, which is a pine product, and this one is stained natural color. So that's Maibec that you can see above there, and it's also Maibec below. It's the same modern profile in two different colors. This is kind of the natural honey brown above, and then we just have the mystic black below. And so all the wood here was supplied by the Wood Source. Tim Priddle, the owner of the Wood Source, has helped us. He was helping us on that kayak building at work, and he's been helping us to supply the wood here, and he's been a great help. The metal we have here is all Ideal Roofing in a heritage profile. It's 26 gauge steel, so it won't oil can. This stuff is very solid. It's kind of a standing seam system that's just a click-on installation, and you screw in the panels, and then that's covered by all the fasteners are covered by the next panel. My installer Chris and I did a lot of back and forth on drawing little details and sketches to figure out exactly how we're going to do this. I drew up some CAD details and some 3D details in SketchUp just to make sure that everything fit together, and then we sent that out to the metal fabricator who bent the custom profiles. And the large trim that goes around the house, that was all custom and had to be designed by us. This is one of the custom trims I was talking about earlier. This is actually a 3-part trim, or a 2-part trim, and then we have the actual siding on one side. Here we have the actual cap that was installed first, and then this L-shaped flashing here actually butts into that and is actually just friction fit into here, and that's fastened behind the wood there. If you'll follow me just around the corner. Now this is one part of the house where the siding is not complete, and you can see how this actually works. The piece of siding is going to slide in here into this trim, and it rests on this other starter strip, which is just an L that sheds water away from the foundation. Another piece of trim, which is this black thing, and this acts as a transition between the natural Maibec above and the black siding here. It also creates this little ledge which is angled away from the house and sheds water, creates a little bit of overhang. It's going to protect that black Maibec siding below, and it gives us the kind of shape we were looking for, and it also acts as a transition, and it protects the house. So that's, I think, a good detail. As you can see behind us, the metal is all done, but underneath this there's a lot of prep work to get everything ready. Essentially the first step is the Tyvek. That all needs to be taped. That's the air water barrier. That's a semi-permeable membrane, and that allows vapor to escape from the house and prevents water from getting in, and you want to tape all those seams. Then you got your strapping attached at every 16 inches on the house. Isa, tell us what strapping is.
So the strapping is essentially lengths of wood. So it would be something like this, but obviously much longer. And you attach this to your the side of your building, so that the piece of your siding is screwed on the wood instead of everywhere on your building envelope. It allows for an air cavity between the siding and your building wall, so that any humidity the water can slide down and there's aeration that can happen, and so we don't have mold and a deterioration of your building envelope.
The main job is just to create an airspace in between your siding and the wall.
Well as a place to fasten your siding.
Right. All the prep work took much longer than the actual siding to install.
About 3 or 4 times the amount of time.
Then again, a lot of that is due because Chris, our installer, who did a great job by the way, was working on other jobs at the same time. But now it's come to a close, it's done. Wink wink. There's still a little piece in the back, but we won't show you that, and we're gonna pretend that it's all done. And that goes for pretty much everything in this construction. The prep work is always twice as long as the actual installation. So take a look at Chris actually installing this stuff.
Siding is all installed. We have the black pine at the bottom and the cedar inspired pine at the top. It also requires strapping. It really helps with the longevity of the product, really a product that needs to be ventilated. Strapping is always installed perpendicular to your siding. So in this case, the strapping is vertical and the wood siding is installed horizontally. So we wanted that cedar look on top there, natural cedar, except that unfortunately you have to pare back sometimes in your expenses, and it seemed a bit too unreasonable to spend that much. So we went with the natural colored Maibec, and it was a good replacement according to us, and it's about half the price.
Another interesting little piece of trim is this black aluminum fin that we put around all the windows. That gives us a cool little detail just around the windows. It helps to shed the water, and it gives some kind of depth to the facade. And Chris bent all of this on site just with a metal bender, and this is much thinner stuff than the rest of the house. What do you know about soffit?
About soffits? Very little.
We would have liked to go with cedar, but it's a lot more expensive. So we went with this more conventional, just basic Gentech black vented soffit. You can get this at any hardware store.
That looks great.
But it blends in with the rest of the black below. It's super easy to install. Chris did really quick work of this, and as you can see, some of the details we actually designed earlier, that black metal trim has an actual little lip to accept the soffit, so we didn't have to have a double trim here, and that we thought of that beforehand, and it made the installation of the soffit much easier. We did not have to go with the vented soffit, but the advantages of the vented soffit is that it does allow airflow underneath the overhang here. Even though this is fully sealed, it covers defects much better. So any little dings or bends during the installation are covered by all the little perforations here. So that's it for the siding episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed it because I had to redo it twice. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit that bell, and finally, subscribe.
Write a comment if you really liked it. Yep.
Right, we always love comments, criticisms, whatever. Compliments, we like compliments. So, yeah, make sure to
Engagement.
forget about all criticisms. Only give us compliments, or go to hell. Anyways,
We love you.
see you in the next one.
Peace. See you next time.
Have a wonderful day.
By the way, this is still Isa. She has curly hair. Hashtag curly hair transformation.
That looks great.
But we didn't replace her.
Still me, guys.
How do I think about the siding? It looks great from afar. I haven't, well, because I didn't go over all the cracks and the little this and little that. The caulking's not done, right? I love the look. I think it's perfect. The black and the wood is perfect.